Hi, Robin at Oxy-Dry, and look what I got. This is actually a really difficult situation to deal with. There's actually four mats here, area rugs, whatever you want to call them. These are polyester. They're very, very thick. This one in particular. This is a very difficult type of area rug to clean. Really. I don't care how you clean it. It's going to be a challenge. It's polyester, and one of the characteristics of the polyester is where it gets the wear. It really turns dark from the fiber itself being affected. The surface of the fiber goes dull and dingy, and you get some areas where it's never seen the light of day, and it's beautiful, just as it were. But then where you get the wear, the walking, it goes dull pretty quick, usually within a year actually. And that's not just soiling, it's actually wear. The other thing is that often what they do with this polyester decorator rugs is they will sort of puff the yarn. I don't know exactly how they do that, but the yarn is sort of expanded in the process, and then as it gets walked on, it kind of compresses and it turns almost stringy like. You obviously can't fix that, but when you run into these area rugs, you need to make sure that you're not you definitely warn your customer that there's a limit to what you can do with this. Even if you were to put a wand on and steam clean it, it would be very difficult to properly clean this because it's just so thick. Particularly this one, it will have very little drawing up of the moisture. You can obviously clean them in an area rug cleaning plant, but if you do that, and I've seen that done too, but afterwards, when you open up the fibers and take a look into the backing, you'll find there's all kinds of crap in there. You simply can't get it out. It just can't be properly, taken out, even with the dusting and whatever. It just doesn't happen. It's very difficult to vacuum because it's so thick. But Kirby will actually do. You can vacuum these with a Kirby, and I actually was able to vacuum these with a Kirby. This one, I actually had the Kirby, and the reason is because the Kirby, you can adjust the head up high enough that you can run the Kirby on the carpet fiber, and it's got power drive, so that helps. Although this one was actually kind of at the limit, but in some cases, I've even seen ones that are longer than this, and I've cleaned them in the past. And what you can do with the Kirby is you can disengage the brush roll, so just use straight suction, and then you can do it. But anyway, these are really a compromise. They're a decorator rug. They're not at all a functioning rug that is going to be properly cleanable, as it were. And yet some people have them. And so when I saw this, I said to the lady, they're not going to clean well. I'm just telling you. And she said, that's okay. Just do what you can. So I'll do what I can. Now, I actually already did one upstairs, and I did actually pretty darn well. And as you can see, I do have the Spinsafe brush, and it's actually the first opportunity I've had to use the Spinsafe brush on one of these polyester decorator rugs with a really long pile, and I was really impressed with how well it worked. I have my other brush, which I've used in the past, the soft brush, and it actually works pretty well, but this actually, I think, is a better choice, and it really gets down into the fiber. And one of the advantages this is going to have is it's going to really scrub the yarn, and it's going to reach down into the yarn pretty darn well. This is going to be the best result that you can get out of a rug like this. Now, I did give it a bit of a spray with my Suspend, and now we're going to give it a clean. Let's see what happens. Make sure we're engaged. And you can see right away that that brush is really, really getting into that yarn, which is precisely what you want. You can see it's just, man, it's working that yarn. Wow. Again, this is the first time that I've used the Spinsafe brush on this polyester decorator rug, and I'm actually pretty darn impressed how well this is working. I would say this is the best results I've ever gotten on this type of rug. Huh. I'm impressed anyway. The polyester, it needs a scrubbing. It just does. And obviously this is working. And the other thing about the polyester is it does absorb oil rather well. And it's difficult to clean it off the fiber. It tends to absorb into the yarn, I guess. And they do have a little dog, just a little dog, so that'll be a factor in this case. But yeah, this is definitely the way to go for this type of rug. So again, here we have the Spinsafe brush, proving to be a really good tool to have on hand. And of course, oh, the other thing I should mention is I've tried to clean these in the past with an OP machine, and it's an absolute waste of time. It's way too thick to run with an OP machine on this. It worries the yarn back and forth. It was not able to lay the yarn over and give it proper scrubbing like this is doing. See, as I'm going over it, the yarn lays over and the bristles are moving up the yarn, pulling the soil up. So this is much more effective. We're just going to go over this a little bit extra here. But it really is putting a nice shine on that yarn. So this is really working well. I'm convinced this is a better way to go. That's amazing. So if you haven't got a Spinsafe brush and you're running a rotary, and you're running under these rugs now and then, this is where you can really see its advantage. Okay, so let's do a switch. Over to the Astro turf. Okay. Yeah, definitely looking really good. I'll have to groom this with the, I brought in my carpet broom over there. I'll have to groom it with that after. Yeah, definitely looking really, really good. Okay. That's really, really quite amazing. Okay. Let's have a look at the grooming here. kind of a, this is actually more of a gray color, I guess. Depends how the light hits it too, eh? It's almost a velvety. See, I can turn it, move it this way, and it's changing the color, but lifting it up. We'll lift it up for now. It's sort of a, depends on how the light hits it. Amazing. It really did well. This is just light and dark shading on the rug that you can see. It's when it lays down as they walk on it, it'll, you see, I can lightening it up here just by laying the yarn over. Yeah. Okay. They're actually meant to be throwaway rugs, really. And they're usually not very expensive. Or if somebody pays a lot of money for one of these, they've paid too much. They're really kind of a Costco kind of a carpet, really. Anyway, I got to do the rest of the basement here, so I'll let you go. Thank you for watching and have a good day.